Vietnamese salty lemonade is a favourite drink and so easy, especially when you've got all these salted lemons from your garden that you've preserved and you think, what can I do with them? Well, you can make a beverage. First of all, we just muddle one of those. We don't use the pulp, we just use the outside skin, and we just muddle that away so that it's nice and all squishy, squishy, squashy. Around the outside of the glass, I've tipped some local bees honey, so that just goes around there. You don't need to add that. You can add a unrefined sugar like coconut sugar or rapadura, or you don't even need to add it. But I always find that my guests always prefer it with a little bit of sweetness. And then you just top it up with a fizzy mineral water, and you've got Vietnamese salty lemonade. Now, limes are one of the best things that you can use into your beverages. You can get them and you can salt them and turn them into a black lime. It's not really a fermentation product as such, but it's beautiful, especially if you're having like a cocktail or a mocktail party. And I've got that recipe for you, and all the stages where you just cut them, soak them in an ice water bath. Then I like to put mine out into the sun, but you don't need to. You can use a dehydrator. You can use an oven if it goes down to 70 degrees, and you turn them black. Then what you do with the black lime is you grind it to a powder. You put that in, it just will give your beverages just a really, really wow factor. Now those little salted, these are just ordinary salted ones which you've got the recipe for that we've made, and they're so easy and they make just one of the best drinks. But these make a really good pickup if you feel like you're getting a cold coming on. You can just get a little bit of that and put some honey and some warm water and have it before you go to bed. And it's just so superb. So look at that, isn't that just a wonderful little drink? It's just so lovely and so easy. That's what this is all about. Shrubs are like a drinking vinegar, and these are one of my favourite drinks because you don't actually have to put sugar in. You can actually just put fruit in there. Like in this one, I haven't put any sugar at all. I've used my own balsamic vinegar that I made from my grapes and my black grapes that I grow. But you can purchase a balsamic vinegar. It's got basil and it's got strawberries. There's so many ways that you can make a shrub or a drinking vinegar. There's a lot of people, a lot of bartenders, like where you go into all the bars, and they're now all using these because they know that the flavour is just amazing. And they make a syrup first, like a sugary syrup. I don't do it that way. I do it the cold infusion way, which takes longer, but it's so easy and so tasty. You can even use them for salad dressings. Everything has many different uses. You know, the Moroccans were the ones who salted these so that they had lemons all year round. When, you know, the season wasn't on, you could do your limes, you could do your grapefruits. It's best not to do them all mixed together. Always do them separately, and it's just a matter of just getting them out. If you've never made them and you haven't checked out your tutorial on it, it's just a matter of keeping them at room temperature, giving them a nice little roll so you can squash them out as much as you like. Cut them into like quarters, leave the base on there so that they've got something to hold. Each time you put it into your jar, put some salt, get a nice wooden spoon and press, press, press. You won't need to add any water or liquid, it'll produce its own liquid. You can put herbs and anything that you like in it. If you're going to be using them for drinks, herbs aren't a good idea. In this case I have got some in there, so it's going to give it a little bit of flavour. Beautiful. No, didn't affect it. It's even got chili in there. No, it's beautiful. Just superb. I wish I could give you some to taste. So that's those. But we're going to finish with a beautiful drink. Absolutely wonderful drink. That's my salty lemonade, if you needed to have that. But I think that was pretty self-explanatory. So what we're going to make now is we're going to make Hippocrates. We're going to go way back in time, and we're going to make something that's very easy. Now, everyone seems to always have leftover wines, and this is a way that you can use like your red and your white wine. I've got a little joint here that was, look at that if you're Australian, that's a It's a brooding and thick skin, just like the wombat. How beautiful is that? And then, so we're going to use that leftover. I know if Samantha's listening, she'd say, "What's no such thing as leftover wine?" But I get them given to me, so I turn them into a medicinal liqueur, a medicinal tonic. Now, yes, it is alcohol, but the alcohol is used there to draw out all the mightiness from what you're adding to it. So that's what you always think of. What am I going to add? In this case, I'm going to add some of my citrus peel because I've got plenty of that. It's in season, it's in my trees at the moment. And I'm going to use some of my dried elderberries because we all know the beauty of like an elderberry wine. So these are just my elderberries. So in there they go. Now you can put those straight into your bottle. I'm just going to do a little one today because I've only got that small amount of wine. So in there they go. Sorry for all my clunk, clunk, clunk. This you only take like small amounts of it. You only need like a little teaspoonful to give you a good night's sleep. It's very good for fevers. It's just good for everything, as Hippocrates would say. See, I've only got a little bit of little giant wombat. Isn't he just beautiful? So that's it. Now, it's good to give it a shake. But if you forget to and you don't shake it, it's not a problem. But if you can give it a shake every day, it's good. If you can leave it up to a month, it's really good. Doesn't matter how long you leave it, really. If you forget about it, it's very forgiving. And then you just strain it off. It'll keep, you don't need to refrigerate it, and then you just put it into a bottle. You can put it back into there if you want to, just when it's strained. And you'll find that it'll last for at least 12 months. When it starts to taste like vinegar, you can turn it into one of the shrubs. You can turn it into a drinking vinegar, or you can just use it as a wine vinegar. You know, deglaze your pan or whatever you would like to do, make a vinaigrette. But as a medicinal liqueur, you just can't beat it. I've given you a lot of different ways, what combinations that you can use, but that's how quick it is. And it is a real helpful little taste that you can have to add to your little first aid kit. So I think we've really ching-chinged it. I could have kept on going. I could just go on and ever. If you go into my beverage books, you'll see they're just too big to even download onto like Facebook groups. You have to go onto the platform to get them. If you can't get in there, just let me know and I'll certainly send them off to you. Things like when we did the blueberries in the apple cider vinegar, which is just blueberries immersed into apple cider vinegar, and you don't strain those off, you can just leave them as is. You can use that for a shrub. You know, you can play around, and when you've got a few of these in your cupboard and in your fridge, you're never short of what you can make a beverage. You don't need to have all those cultures. You could put on a cocktail party. I could put on a cocktail party and not use any of those. I could just pull things out of my cupboard and I could make some really fancy schmancy drinks. That's what it's all about. It's simplicity. It's using what you have. And that's one of the beauties of fermentation. Big love and bacteria.